Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make a fresh peach crisp. It's delicious, it's very quick to make actually, and when you make it with like really fresh in-season peaches, it doesn't get any better. Now before we get started, we need to go over the ingredients, so let's do it. You're going to need some fresh peaches, pitted and quartered. You're going to need some brown sugar, some flour, a little bit of lemon. For the topping, you're going to need some butter, very cold, some rolled oats, some all-purpose flour, some more brown sugar, almonds, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, and just a touch of water. That's it. Simple as that. Now, first thing you want to do is get your oven nice and hot to 375, so that's waiting for you. Now we're going to do, let's do the peaches first. Now, you guys know me, you know I love cooking in season, and these peaches are so sweet. I can't even tell you, they smell delicious. So, of course, I grabbed them up and I had to make something with them because they were just too wonderful. So to that, I'm going to add in some flour, and I'm adding flour because these peaches are going to release a lot of juice, and I don't want it to be too watery, and the flour is going to help thicken up. Some brown sugar. Now, the brown sugar depends on how sweet your peaches are, obviously. And we're going to use just a touch of lemon zest and lemon juice because everything is so rich as far as like the brown sugar and things like that. It just needs a little touch of brightness to kind of bring it all to life. So we have a little zest, not much at all, not even half of a small lemon, maybe a quarter of a small lemon. Same with the juice. Get those pits. And now using a wooden spoon or a spatula or whatever you have, just mix this all together until you have all those ingredients coating the peaches. Just going to put these in a casserole dish, and you can also use just like a 9 by 13 like square baking dish if you don't have like a casserole dish like this, but that would do. Set that aside. Now in the same bowl, no need to use another bowl, we're going to add on all of our ingredients for the topping. Now I like a lot of topping, so I'm going to pile it on. We have flour, we have our oats, we have some brown sugar, and then we have our baking powder, a little touch of cinnamon, some salt. A lot of people put more cinnamon in there than I do. I like to just a touch, and I'm putting whole almonds in here. I've toasted these up, and you could like cut them up if you wanted to. I just love how incredibly crunchy they are when they're whole. But you know, you can chop them up if you wanted to. It's all up to you. I'm just going to add those right in. They're nice and toasted. I just toasted them up in a dry pan. And now I'm just mixing this together before I add in my butter. I'm adding my butter. It's about a half a cup. And you want to make sure it's really cold because otherwise it'll really fall apart. And now using your two fingers, your thumb and your index finger, we're going to just pinch this together so that the butter is like distributed all the way through, but it still remains in small little pieces. And when it bakes, it's going to puff up a little bit, and it's really going to make that topping nice and crisp. So go ahead and just make sure you have that butter evenly spread out through the dry ingredients. This looks pretty much perfect. See what happens when I squeeze it? It kind of holds together. That tells me the butter is evenly spread out through the dry ingredients. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon of water to this. Not a whole lot. Just need some moisture. That's just about perfect. I'm going to pull this closer to me, and now I'm just going to pile this on top of my peaches. Oh, yes. Don't be afraid to pile it nice and high because remember, that's going to be the crunchy, crisp topping to our peaches, to our peach crisp. Obviously, you need a crisp. That's just wonderful. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Now, my tip. You want to put this on a baking sheet when you bake it because sometimes, doesn't always happen, sometimes the juices from the peaches, there's so much juices, it kind of overflow out of your baking pan, and you don't want it to go all over your oven because then you're going to have to clean your oven. It gets really smoky. We don't want to do that. So we're going to pop this into the oven, 375 for 35 to 45 minutes until everything's nice and bubbly and the top is golden and crisp, and it's just going to be divine when we dig in. Now this baked for 45 minutes and I've let it cool for a little bit because I don't want to burn my lips when I dig into it. And as you can see, it's really nice and golden. Look, you hear that? Nice and crispy topping, which is exactly how it should be. And I like my inside not to be too juicy because I think it defeats the purpose. But that is perfect. Look at those peaches. Nice and creamy. And you can see, if you come right in here, you see the juices. They got nice and thick. I just gotta do it. I can't. I want a whole big peach, and I like to cut my peaches nice and big. That way, look, they stay whole, and you actually can taste the peaches. My eyes are gonna roll in the back of my head. I'm sorry, this is so good. Only thing will make this better is a giant scoop of the best vanilla ice cream I can get my hands on. I want this. I gotta go. We want to be alone. I hope you guys enjoy spending time with me. To get this fabulous recipe and other recipes, go onto my website, www.laurynakitchen.com. See you next time. Bye! Today's Twitter question comes from Kessie and Cream. They asked, where do you come from in Italy, and have you ever been to Germany? I come from Naples. I was born there and I was raised there until I was 12 years old, until I moved here to the States with my daddy. So that's all I know when I think of my childhood. You know, I'm from Naples. I was brought up on the beach, fishing with my grandpa and cooking with my grandma. That's my childhood, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But no, I have not been to Germany, but I would absolutely love to go there one day. I am willing to admit that my biggest thing is that I haven't traveled like to countries like that, and I would just love to one day, and I hope that I can make it there. If you have any questions that you'd like to see answered on my show, tweet me at Laura's Kitchen. Don't forget the hashtag Laura Vitale.